going on, guys? I'm here from the channel of Geeked Out, and welcome to my second Showdown video. Today I'm going to be putting the two best budget CPUs to the test, which is the Intel Pentium G3 258 and the AMD Athlon X4 860K. Let's look at a bit of the background information of these processors. Back in the day, like years ago actually, Pentium and Athlon used to be the high-end series processors, but sadly they got overlapped by the Core i5 and i7 for the Pentium, and for the Athlon it was the FX series, so the 8350, the 9590. But now these have become great budget CPUs, but which one is best for you? Let's look at the pros of the Pentium G3 258. So firstly, it's got powerful 2 cores. So it is a dual core processor, but it's really powerful 2 cores. So per core performance, so singular core performance is really powerful. And the second point is it runs on the Haswell E architecture, which means there's a lot of growing room available for this CPU. Meaning if you do want to upgrade in the future, you can add a Core i5 or i7 even, because it uses the same LGA 1150 socket. Also, this CPU can overclock to a really high 4.7 GHz. You can even get it higher than 4.7 GHz, like a stable 5 GHz even, if you have a good cooler. Now, what disappoints me about this CPU is it only has 2 cores. Now, this leads on to my second point. 2 cores is just not enough for the future games which are going to be released. Now, a game like Far Cry 4, even though it can run on the Pentium, it just doesn't run. It plain out doesn't run. Ubisoft have pretty much banned all 2 core processors. So if you own a Core 2 Duo or any 2 core processor such as the Pentium, you're pretty much not in luck. You will never be able to play Far Cry 4. Only 4, 6 and 8 core processors are allowed. Which comes to my second point, this is not really a future-proof processor. Yes, there is a lot of growing room available, like you can add an i5 or i7. If you're going to stick with the same CPU, you're not going to have a lot of future-proof, like, it's hard to explain. So you're not going to, like, having 2 cores now is fine, only for like most of the games, but saying about the next 5-6 years, you need like a 4-core processor. Also, this has terrible integrated graphics. Integrated graphics is something which I shouldn't have brought up. I just brought it up because I needed a point. And you know, integrated graphics are not supposed to be good, except the only good integrated graphics that I know is probably AMD's APUs, because they do excellent integrated graphics. But Intel's integrated graphics are absolutely terrible, especially on the Pentium. It's not even Intel HD graphics, it's just Intel, like, it's just graphics. It's like, you got many types of Intel HD graphics, got the 4600, the 5000. On the Pentium, it's just Intel HD graphics, it's just plain out that. And I didn't understand it, but, which, I mean, you're not even going to use integrated graphics unless you need to replace your graphics card and use something to use for the time being. It's great, but they're not that good integrated graphics anyways. The next processor we've got is the AMD Athlon X4 860K. Now, the pros for this processor is a quad-core processor, meaning it has 4 physical cores. It also overclocks to a reasonable 4 GHz, and it's a future-proof processor, because having 4 cores will really help in the future if you're going to keep this PC for such a long time. And what I don't like about this processor is it doesn't, like, core-per-core performance is not as powerful as the Pentium is, because the way AMD's architecture works is that they give a lot to the customers, but the customers don't expect a lot. So what I'm saying here is basically they're going to give you something like an 8-core processor from the FX series, an 8-core monster of a processor, but the thing is like, if you combine the cores together, it's really powerful. But if you're doing it single core per core performance work, it's not as powerful as you think, which is a disappointment, because I hope AMD can sort this issue out, because obviously Intel will really like destroy AMD if their per core performance is higher. And it's got no integrated graphics. Now, for me, that's not a big problem, but say if your graphics card like just dies out in the middle of you doing anything and you need graphics to just do some type of work, you can, like, you're not gonna have anything. Like, literally, you won't be able to use your computer as you would. Like, literally everything now requires graphics. Not everything, but most of the things require graphics. So it would have been great if there was any graphics. I mean, say if you were to put an R7 260X, I thought with the Athlon you can crossfire that, but then I realized there's no integrated graphics on board anyways. And also, it runs hotter than the Pentium, so it's hotter and louder than the Pentium. The Intel fan's actually quite good, the CPU fan that comes with it. It's pretty cool. And the AMD fans, I have realized they're really loud. They run like a jet, but they're really loud and they can get really hot at times, because this CPU has a 95 watt TDP whilst the Pentium has a 53 watt TDP. Now, which one's the best for you? If you want to have a really powerful processor but only want to keep your computer for the next 3-4 years, the Pentium G3 258 is a perfect choice to have. But if you want to keep this PC for like 7-8 years even, and you want a lot of growing room and a lot of expandability available, the Athlon X4 860K is a great processor to have. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.